Howdy. I'm talking at a seminar in July. I'm talking about my lived experience with mental illness, something I'm very open about. Ask me anything and I'll always tell you exactly why. Well, actually, I don't even know why I got sick, but anyway, what happened, what kind of treatment I received, ECT. Yes, I had ECT. How long it took to turn around, like turn the corner. Do I still have a mental illness? Yes, I actually do and always will. So I work really hard on maintaining a stable mental mental health. That means I'm vigilant about the signs of spiraling. I'm vigilant about signs of paranoia, which I actually do suffer from. It's hideous. It's insidious paranoia. It is your brain telling you lies. Anyway, so back to my talk. It's 20 minutes long, and although I could definitely talk about myself for 20 minutes, I do like to delve deep into a little bit of research and data to back up what I actually say. I mean, lived experience means no one can argue with me really about what I faced and how I fought for my mental health. But I think if you can back up with some really great credible data and research on things that I guess really substantiate what you say, when you're talking to a room full of clinicians, these are people who are newly graduated from university or have finished their clinical training. So they may still be very much in show me the data, show me the research stuff. I'm not a clinician and I'm not an academic, but I'm trying harder to, present in the right style to the right audience as well. Yes, so I'm rereading a book, and I want to talk about this book because I think everyone should read this book. It's called Saving Francesca by Melina Marchetta, who wrote Looking for Alibrandi, which was a great Australian movie. Anyway, this book I read about 9 years ago when I was in the absolute very bottom out part of my mental illness, and I know I cried through the whole book. It's about two children, a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old siblings, and their mother who has a mental illness. Now, I don't actually remember the story from back then, so reading it now is like I'm reading a new book altogether. And why that is so is because I have a short-term memory impairment from ECT, which is something I explain to everyone because I do forget stuff all the time. And I don't mind that I forget stuff all the time because ECT actually saved my life. So I'm here and I'm with my family and I'm leading a productive life of purpose because I had ECT, which kind of like kickstarted my brain and snapped me out of the really, really deep depression that I was in. Yes, I still have anxiety and I have other things, but anyway. So this book, I'm about a third of the way into again, and I'm already very emotional. It's very raw to me, and I'm really glad that I'm rereading it because it talks about how a family deals with their mother having a mental illness. So, of course, very raw topic for me. This is a long video. I don't know if I'll even share it on anywhere, but it might be just my own personal story and journal. So, I just, reading this book, bawling my eyes out reading it, because it's a lot to process. It's very, very relatable for me, and again, I really encourage people to read it. It's actually comes under young adult literature, so mature age, very mature 13-year-olds and up could probably read it. I'm hoping that I can get my daughter to read it. Clay doesn't read books. Never has, never will. So there you go. I'm not going to make him. Yeah, so I highly recommend you read it. Marlena Machetta, Saving Francesca. So yeah, I'm reading the book because I want to quote some of the lines from the book about not involving children in a parent's mental illness journey, because it's really important that children are involved and informed, because children will immediately blame themselves. You know, they're little egocentric people who think everything's about them, and really, you know, everything is about them. So it's really important when you're if you know someone, or you are someone going through a mental illness, that you on an age appropriate level inform your children what is going on, so they know that it is not their fault, and that they are not scared, and that they don't misunderstand what's happening in their lives, because it can be really traumatic. And I know it was really, really traumatic for my kids, really traumatic. You know, I can look back and just see their scared little faces, and it really upsets me so much that they're exposed to that. But now they are very resilient around me and my mental health, and they have a really good understanding of how, I am. So anyway, I've talked for 6.5 minutes and probably lost half the people watching this. That's all good. They're not meant to hear it.